New South Wales and Victoria, it is the 14th of June, and welcome to your weekly weather update. As we can see here for our weekly totals from today till next Sunday, there is a fair bit of rain on the horizon for both states. The rainfall comes at some different times just because of the rain band that's moving through. It hits Victoria first, arriving on Wednesday if you're in the west, Thursday if you're in the east, and then that travels up and into New South Wales, and it does reach the central north. So there is, rainfall anywhere between probably 10 and 50 millimeters on the way this week in total. The wind this week is relatively still on every single day. Not much to be said there. So let's have a look and a deeper dive, shall we? This is our map for today. You can see this system that brought some rainfall yesterday on Saturday has moved off into the ocean. All right, looking at Monday, there is almost no rainfall for both states, maybe some light showers up in the ranges in Victoria, down in the southwest, and there is some light rain anywhere between 1 and 10 millimeters just up on the northern coast of New South Wales, and that's just some onshore breeze lifting and bringing some rainfall there. It dries out for New South Wales on Tuesday, but Victoria starts to see some of the first rain band. It sort of tries to be a rain band, then it comes back, and then it goes and establishes itself again. But that doesn't really penetrate most of Victoria on that Tuesday. Wednesday, we can start to see it developing a little bit more shape up into the north of the continent. But that means that the rainfall falls back for New South Wales and Victoria on the Wednesday. It is Thursday when it really comes across into both states, and we start to see 15 to 25 millimeters delivered up in the ranges in Victoria, and anywhere between 5 and maybe 15 millimeters on the western plains of New South Wales. All right, that then moves across really into this central New South Wales band. Just west of Canberra, we could again see 25 to 50 millimeters in one day on that Friday, but a more gentle 5 to 15 millimeters for most of the central parts of New South Wales, as well as this central band of Victoria here. And on Saturday, it develops further up into the north. So it's the north central area of New South Wales that will receive more rainfall on that Saturday. And then by Sunday, it's mostly disintegrated, really. Just having a quick browse at the wind just to show you that it is quite calm. This light patch is gusts of 0 to 10 kilometers an hour. So it's gusting very light, which means that the average wind speed is even lighter. There is some decent wind on the coast around, but as of Monday, we sit under this nice central high pressure system. There's a chance of maybe some decent swell off the east coast, but nothing that comes onto the land mass. I think it's Wednesday or Thursday that it again picks up in the ocean. I just want to show you, so this cutoff low is sitting in South Australia, and you'll probably hear a bit in the media of this rain system in the southeast. Most of the major falls are in South Australia, as well as the wind is in the south coast. That wind does not come across into Victoria or up into New South Wales. Just something to be aware of when you see it referencing the southeast. Here we go. So Thursday is again when I start to see some slightly stronger gusts off onto the east coast ocean. But again, it does not penetrate into the land areas. So let's have a deeper dive into two areas. The first one we're going to start off is Myrtleford, which is up in this little region in Victoria. Myrtleford is just a lovely pic to show that we're getting some scattered showers at the start of the week, 1 to 0.3 mils Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then the more established rain band comes and brings a soaking Thursday, anywhere between 13 and 29 mils, Friday 4 to 26 mils, Saturday 5 to 10 mils. So that is multiple days of decent rainfall and a nice good soak into the soils, again with light winds. Because of that moisture in the atmosphere with the light winds, there is fog risk on almost every day. So it's going to be another foggy week. We've had a lot of foggy weeks because we've just had a lot of high pressure systems dominating at the start of winter. So looking from Monday, fog risk, Tuesday fog, Wednesday fog, Thursday fog, Friday fog. You get the point. It's foggy. That also means that spraying conditions are not ideal for most of the week. They're slightly better at the start. They go on Wednesday. But yeah, for most of the time that it's raining, spray conditions are pretty poor up in Myrtleford. And then just to show you on our pro version, the spread of the models, we're going to look at this Thursday rainfall event. You can see that the US model is what's pushing it towards the higher levels of rainfall. When we looked at it here as 29 mils, I think, on Thursday. The other models are much stronger or more concise, that it's a little bit less than that. So yeah, probably not the 29 mils that the US is throwing, probably more around that like 17, 15 sort of stage. And then this little difference here between the yellow, which is the Australian model, and the purple, which is the US, is really the timing of the Friday rainfall. The Australian model has it coming early, the US model has it coming late, but no major difference in what's going to be received there. Okay, so that's Myrtleford. That's our Victorian contingency for the week, if you will. And then we're going to jump up to Moree, which is up here in the north of New South Wales, because I think it establishes really nicely that New South Wales is not receiving the light showers that Victoria is at the start of the week. It is dry at the start. It only gets rain in New South Wales once that band moves across. So up in Moree, we have the rainfall mainly arriving on Saturday between 5 and 21 millimeters. In terms of fog, it is not as foggy because there's not that moisture in the air at the start of the week. However, when that rain arrives, we've got fog risk on Saturday, nothing on Friday and Sunday. So a foggy weekend ahead for New South Wales. All right, everyone, that is our story of the week. We've got rainfall on the horizon. Victoria's getting a light shower at the start, heavy rains at the end. New South Wales is nice and dry at the start, and then it moves to rainy towards the end of the week. There is strong confidence that that rain is arriving. So I hope that it falls when you need it to and where you need it to. Have a very good week, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.